Hello everyone, it is Briximus Prime back for another live stream unboxing, and as you can see right there behind me, I've got quite the sizable packages. So again, we're just going to get right on into this. I'm not going to spend too much time talking about other stuff, but I did want to show off some other things. For some reason, it's become an odd tradition now with every live stream I do that I show off comic books that I've gotten. Apparently, that's a tradition thing I do now. I just wanted to mention I did pick up the last issue of Last Bot Standing, so I now have issues 1 through 4. And honestly, the series wasn't as good as I felt like they made it out to be. I still thought it was good. It was just a little misleading. But I'll definitely get into more details on that much later because I actually have been wanting to do comic book content. So yeah, I've got a package from Big Bad Toy Store, and I've got a package here from Hasbro Pulse. And yes, you are, Lopez. You are the only one so far. And then I also wanted to just kind of show this off since I happen to have it still and unopened. But I managed, while I was at Walgreens, I was making a trip to Walgreens to go pick something up. I went and looked at the random toy section. And in the toy section of Walgreens, in their little clearance area, they had one of the Ghostbusters Plasma series, Peter Venkman's on clearance, and he was only for $13. Well, technically $14 because it's $13.99, but you get the idea. He was on clearance, so I decided to go and pick up Peter Venkman. Pretty good looking character. I like his proton pack. He comes with the ghost trap. Comes with the limb for the demo dog. Looks pretty good. Hello, Garrison, Patricia, Firewall. Hello, everybody. So yeah, first of all, got the Ghostbusters Peter Venkman. I'll probably open him up, and then I got the package Big Bad Toy Store and the Hasbro Pulse package. Be sure to. I'm curious to know what people have to guess. So guess what's in these boxes. I'll at least tell you one hint. Both of them are Transformers related items. So that should at least start the guessing. I'm trying to open Peter Venkman here. Yeah, I like the idea of having the kind of Star Wars The Black Series / like Marvel Legends kind of esque Ghostbusters figures. I think it's a cool concept. And yeah, Peter Venkman is one of my favorite characters from Ghostbusters, so it just makes sense to have him. The only problem is it's really hard to find the rest of the wave of these figures that build together the ghost, the demo dog. So part of me wishes that I was able to. I don't know how. So now I'm just kind of stuck with an extra limb that doesn't really go anywhere. Come on. I'm trying to get his proton pack out of there. There we go. And then one last thing he also comes with. A limb. Comes with a limb of the demo dog. So there we are. Guess I need to get the rest of the figures for that then, right? Hola, TFN07. I was just showing off that I got my hands on the Ghostbusters Plasma series Peter Venkman. One of the main reasons I decided to pick him up, not just because like why now of all times to buy Peter Venkman. Well, Halloween's on the horizon, and I had something planned had a special review schedule planned for October. So I thought the Peter Venkman figure here would be a nice addition to that upcoming schedule of reviews. So be sure to keep your eyes open for that. If you guys hit the notification bell for YouTube, it should notify you of when I've got new videos that go up. Yeah, I have this whole thing planned out for October where I do a bunch of these like spooky themed, like, you know, Halloween-esque kind of reviews all the way up until October. I think I was going to have it go all the way to the 30th or something like that. But yeah. So let's see. Let's get this proton pack onto Peter Venkman. I'm just unboxing the Peter Venkman and everything just to stall for time for opening the boxes, because literally after I open up the boxes, I'll probably be ending the live stream. I literally have like nothing else to really talk about unless you guys have some topics you would like to talk about in the comments. So be sure to keep on chatting in the live chat if you have anything to talk about or say or ask me. I'm literally open to any, like almost any questions or anything, or any news that I may have not heard about. Very nice. Peter Venkman, and then the wand, proton wand will attach around there. The only other Ghostbusters figure I have from this toy line is I have Winston. I managed to get a Winston, so there is that. And are you thinking to get Transformers Studio Series 6 pack? I've considered it. It's just the problem is I don't really got like the money for that right now is the problem, because it's a pretty expensive 3-pack and I already own most of the figures in it. Like I already have the Optimus Prime, I have the Ratchet, I have the Bumblebee. The only ones, actually no, I don't have that Bumblebee that's in the pack, but the main reason I would want to buy that pack would be for the Ironhide, because I completely missed out on Ironhide. And so that would probably be the only reason I would buy the pack is for him. But I will say this, I don't have those particular versions of those characters. It's just I already have a Studio Series Optimus Prime, specifically the Dark of the Moon version, so it already does what that figure can do. I already have the I already have the Dark of the Moon Ratchet that's in the green, not the yellowish green. And then I have the Bumblebee that transforms into the Camaro, the 2007, the 1980s Camaro, not the 2007 Camaro. And then I don't have the Ironhide. So, and then I don't own Jazz either. But like the main reason would be to buy it for the Ironhide. But again, it's just a lot of money. So here is Peter Venkman. He looks pretty accurate to the film. If it will flip in focus. I swear I hate this webcam so much. There we go. That photoreal technology is really doing wonders for their Ghostbusters Plasma series. And the rest of the detail and everything goes down the rest of the figure. He's got the ghost trap right there. Very nice. And again, I like the articulation on these figures. They give them like so much posability that there's even like some things that you're probably not even going to ever use. But like, I do appreciate it though. But yeah, Peter Venkman. I really want to get my hands on an Egon, but Egon freaking sold out like crazy. My goodness. But yeah, there's Peter Venkman. And of course, the limb that comes with him. All right. Does anyone have any guesses? Is this Ghostbuster line new? This Ghostbusters line of figures has been around since... it's been around for like, I think, 2.5 years now. Like, it's not been around for that long, but it's been around for a while. They've only ever gotten out... 2 official waves with Build-A-Figures, and then they've only ever had a couple of exclusives. Like, for example, this is Wave 1. Wave 1 right here has the original Ghostbusters, and then it has what's her face? Can't remember her name. Dana Barrett. That's Dana Barrett when she's in that dress when she was possessed by one of the ghosts. And then that's Gozer over there. And then wave 2 was a bunch of figures from Ghostbusters Afterlife. And those had a Build-A-Figure as well. And most of the figures were, based on the characters from Ghostbusters Afterlife. And then the exclusives was they had a San Diego Comic-Con exclusive Ghostbusters pack where it came with the demo dog, but it was already put together. So it was a Build-A-Figure of the demo dog after it was already put together. And then it also came with what's his face from Ghostbusters 1. I can't remember his name, but he has the glasses and he's like the quirky he's a Dana Barrett's neighbor from down the hall. He's kind of quirky or whatever. He's played by the actor that is in like Austin Powers and whatever. But anyway, he has the glasses and everything. He was the other figure included with the other Demodog in that San Diego Comic-Con pack. And then the other exclusive they made some exclusive Plasma series figures of the mini Stay Puffs in Ghostbusters Afterlife. Instead of having one big Stay Puffed Marshmallow Man in the movie, they had a bunch of like little baby ones that were like all over the place in the movie. They had a 3-pack of those little of the little ones, and they all came together as like a 3-pack, and like they made the packaging look like it was covered in a bunch of the marshmallow goo and everything. And then with the HasLab Proton Pack, they did a HasLab for a Ghostbusters Proton Pack that you can wear. They included some exclusive mini puffed Plasma series figures, but they have like burnt like paint on them, so it makes them look like they have like burnt and charred parts on them. Are you interested in any of the 2-packs that Marvel Legends has done recently, like the Venom and Null 2-pack and the Renew Your Vows 2-pack? I have the Renew Your Vows 2-pack on pre-order. I've been wanting to get that Spider-Man so badly because I missed out on the original vintage, the retro collections Spider-Man. And so getting this one, which has the better pinless joints and it also has the posable toes, and just I'd rather get that figure. I'm not really in it for the Spinneret. The Spinneret's all right, but I'm mostly in it for the Spider-Man. I have that 2-pack on pre-order, and then I also have the Venom and Null 2-pack on pre-order as well, the King in Black 2-pack, because I really like the Venom. I like that they used the Venom with the movie Venom mold with the big bat wings. And then I love the Null. The Null is a really cool character, and I wish he would get put into a movie already. Null would be so cool to have as like a Thanos-level villain, especially because his sword has been referenced in the MCU, and yet they never actually used that particular origin story for the sword. If none of you are aware, in Thor, the most recent one, Thor: Love and Thunder, the Necro Sword that Gore the God Butcher uses, that sword originally belonged to the king, to the god of the symbiotes named Null. And the reason why the sword is so powerful is because it had symbiote energy in it. It's the sword that's like wielded by the god of the symbiotes. That's why it was so good at killing gods when Gore had it. But they changed that origin story for the movie because obviously Null is a character attached to Venom, which is then attached to Spider-Man. And so there's all this legal stuff with Spider-Man going on with Sony, and so Disney can't use Null as a character in the MCU. Hopefully they're able to figure something out with Sony so they can use Null and Venom and other characters, but it's whatever. By the way, does anyone still have any guesses as to what figures are in these 2 packages? Keep on trying to guess. I want to see what people are guessing. Also, we're getting a Spider-Man 3-pack. Yeah, we're getting a 3-pack. That's a Hasbro Pulse exclusive, which is a 3-pack between the 3 Spider-Mans from the from Spider-Man No Way Home, which is the Tobey Maguire, Andrew Garfield, and Tom Holland Spider-Man. And then we're also, I just barely remembered, we also have that 2-pack between Peter Parker and Ned Leeds. from the MCU, from Spider-Man Homecoming, Ned and Peter. That's another 2-pack they also have out there. Not really interested in the casual Marvel Legends, like the Marvel Legends figures, or they're just like casual people. I prefer, more action-packed, characters. So not really planning on getting that 2-pack, but I still think it's cool that they made a Ned and a Peter Parker. They look really good. And, but yeah. It's mostly just the Renew Your Vows for the Spider-Man, and then the Venom and Null, the King in Black 2-pack I really want to get. Not really going to get the 3-pack with the Spider-Mans. I'm not really that interested in the figures. I mean, they are good. I'm just not willing to pay that much money for them. Are you so lucky for finding new Transformers? Yes, I am. Hang on, where is he? There they are. Speaking of being lucky at getting Transformers, I do happen to have Legacy Knockout in my hands. I have Legacy Knockout from Transformers Prime, and then I've also got Transformers Legacy or Beast Wars Tarantulas, which I've really, really wanted this figure. So I've got Tarantulas, and then let me grab him from up here. I have Wild Rider on my Menasor. So to answer your question, Lopez, yes. And then as for Studio Series, obviously, I haven't found anything new for Studio Series, but I have reviewed that. Recently reviewed. I've had reviews on newer Studio Series figures. I've just not found any myself in person. I have my reviews out on the Studio Series Galvatron, and I have my review out on the Studio Series Sideways from Revenge of the Fallen. Maybe it's just me, but I don't think the MCU can make Null justice, not from the way they're running the MCU right now. See, my main thing about the MCU is they're starting to deviate way too far from the comics, where the original couple of phases, even though they didn't follow like directly to the source material, like exactly to the mark, they still added creative vision to it and made it its own, separated from the comics, but there was still a lot of things from the comics. My main problem with the MCU is it feels like they've lost a direction. Because before, in the previous phase, they had one singular vision, and that was to get from Iron Man. Obviously, they didn't figure this out till Avengers, but they then had the singular idea of making us go from Avengers to Endgame. Endgame was like the final thing that they were planning on for the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and it did amazing. But then, now that they've kind of gone past Endgame and they're in this new phase, it feels more like they've lost a direction. It feels like there's like 5 different storylines they want to do. It feels like they're trying to do Secret Invasion, which is a huge line. Feels like they're trying to do World War Hulk, which is a huge line. Feels like they're trying to also do Secret Wars at the exact same time. Like, it feels like they've lost a direction of what they want to do. And then they have like Fantastic Four they still need to do, and then whatever they're going to do for X-Men. I mean, like, come on. It just really feels like they've lost a direction on where they need to go. Are we doing Transformers next? Yeah, I mean, I can unbox them right now. I mean, we're at 19 minutes. So, well, I wanted to hear people's guesses first before I opened them up. I'm going to open the Big Bad Toy Store one up first, and then the Hasbro Pulse one, because this is the one I received first. This one I received just earlier today. But yeah, I was hoping for people to guess first before I actually opened them up. Just getting my knife. Back up the camera a little bit just to give me more room. Are you ever going to do an overview of all the Season 1 Predacons and Maximals we've gotten so far? That'd be a great chance to show off all the Beast Wars stuff we've gotten so far. I'm waiting till we get Inferno. I'm waiting to get my hands on Inferno first, because then we'll officially have basically everybody from season 1, at least from the Kingdom and like Legacy standpoint of figures, because we basically have everybody minus like a couple of characters from the later seasons, and then obviously we don't have any of the Transmetals or Fusors. I think Thundercracker from B movie. Good guess, good guess. Yeah, because I've got the Galvatron already. Why not the Thundercracker? But yeah, there was another figure that was also on my mind that I was like, what about that one? There was another one that I was like, I think it was a recent one. I can't remember. But I think it was a Studio Series figure. I just can't remember. I actually watched the Bumblebee movie last night. I watched the Bumblebee movie last night for like the 25th time. Still a good banger every time. Whoa, this looks... What the fudge? Whoa, what the fudge? What the fudge? This looks cool. What the heck? Ooh. It's got the... I'm going to cover up the name so it's still kind of a surprise, but comes in this black shipping box. It says Transformers Masterpiece on it. It's not a Masterpiece figure, and yet it says Transformers Masterpiece right there. Wow. Let me see if I can cover that up. There we go. Not as good, but wow, what the fudge? Never seen this before. This like black like shipper box. Like this looks cool. Feels like a premium product. Blackout. No, it's not Blackout. It's not a master. It says Masterpiece on the box. It's not a Masterpiece. And besides, I think Blackout's box is bigger than this. Ah, there's the real box. So this is just the shipping box. The actual box is inside. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna keep this. The black shipping box. Whoa. Whoa, what the? This looks cool. Gosh dang. This is the Transformers Optimus Prime with a Tenseg base. It's that Japanese Optimus Prime, and supposedly this has that premium finish style paint job on it as well. It's repainted from the core figure of the Ultra Magnus figures. Yeah, this comes with that display base. And of course, a bunch of words I cannot read. That looks cool. The only thing that I complain about with all of the only thing I always complain about is how there's like literally no, you have to build the stand yourself. I'm going to have to do that separately off camera. I'm not going to do that today. Or maybe I'll do a stream out of it. Who knows? But holy crap, I have to build this myself. Thanks a lot. But hey, it's an Optimus Prime. And I love Optimus Prime. And I like this Japanese packaging. It looks really cool. I love the Japanese premium style packaging. I had no idea it was coming in this black shipper thing. Like, that's cool. Why did BBTS decide to ship your stuff in a Masterpiece box? I don't know. I think it's a Hasbro thing. I think Hasbro did that. Because, look, it says Masterpiece, but it does have the Optimus Prime Tenseg base name on it, though. If that'll focus. It does have the Optimus Prime's name on it, but then it says Masterpiece. But this isn't a Masterpiece Transformer. This is a repaint of a Transformer with Masterpiece level paint job, but no die-cast metal either. But hey, I think it's cool. I really like it. Let's at least crack it open and just see what it looks like in there. Careful. I don't want to damage this box because I would very much like to keep it. Ooh. Just want to take a peek in there. What is in there? More words I cannot read. There's all of the Tenseg. There's the instructions. I'm assuming the building instructions. There's all the stand parts and pieces right there in the little baggie, kind of like a model kit. And then here's the cardboard tray, which houses the Optimus Prime in there. Ooh. There he is. He's kind of hiding in there. He looks great. Wow. Yeah, I'm gonna mess around with this guy later. Yeah, I like that a lot. Wow. I really like that. This is really cool. Not the biggest fan of the Ultra Magnus core robot. I honestly don't mind. It. It's just me personally. But I also wanted it because I wanted to try out that stand, and the Optimus was just a cool thing to add on with it because I like Optimus Prime. Who doesn't? I like Optimus. Any guesses as to what came from Hasbro Pulse? Just letting you know, this box is way bigger than I think it was supposed to be. I think they just kind of ran out of boxes and were like, just grab that one and have it go. Oh, I hit the computer. I have another Hasbro Pulse package that's supposed to be coming next week. I'm going to do a separate live stream unboxing on it. Ugh. Oh, man. Oh, man. Ooh. Yeah, this box is way bigger than it should be. What the fudge? Oh, what the fudge? Are you kidding me? Ugh. My box is all dented. Are you freaking kidding me? That looks good, though. Yeah, at least that looks good. What the fudge? My box is all banged in. Anyway, this is... What the fudge? Why is there so much airspace? Anyway, this is the Shattered Glass... it's the Shattered Glass Leader Class Ultra Magnus. And his box has been completely, dented in right there. My goodness. Look at all this extra space above his head. What the fudge, Hasbro? You're wasting materials here. Let me see if I can fix the box. What the fudge? If my Ultra Magnus is ruined, I'm blaming you, Hasbro. I swear. Yeah, this guy, I'll get him out right now. The Optimus Prime I kind of want to deal with later, but it's this guy I wanted to get out. And yes, he did come with the comic book with the very, very lovely artwork. It's got that metallic sheen to the cover. And yeah, sadly, these are probably going to be some of the last comics that come out from IDW Publishing. So really sad about that. But hey, hopefully someone else does a good job with whoever else picks up the Transformers comic property. Hope they do a good job. Yeah, this box is way too big for the figure inside of it. What the fudge? Come on, cut the tape. Cut the tape! Cut the tape! Yeah, and we haven't even gotten all of these Shattered Glass figures announced yet. We still need to have... The other ones that have been announced, besides this Ultra Magnus, was the Flame War, the Blaster, the... Oh yeah, the crankcase or whatever. It's like the shattered glass wheeljack, but he's not called wheeljack. Oh, come on, because the box is all damaged. It's having a hard time getting out of the box. Oh, are you kidding me right now? Ugh. Well, this box is like destroying itself. There we go. There's the instruction sheet. And there he is inside. There is the shattered glass Ultra Magnus with his skeleton glory with that very gruesome looking head. Very excited to get this guy out of the package. I will admit, though, he looks better in person. Because at first, I was unsure about the head. I thought the head was going to look too out of place on his body, which looks really big and buff. But actually, it doesn't look as bad as I thought. It doesn't look as bad as I thought it was going to be. So, that's good. And again, this guy's got really good-looking paint apps, too. He's from the Shattered Glass, like, Hasbro Pulse exclusive premium line. He had better have good paint. Hasbro. Hasbro. What are we going to do with you? Come on, these dang twisty ties. Just cut as you're supposed to cut. I'm also curious as to how the... I'm really curious to know how the... on how the swappable head thing is supposed to work. I thought it comes with two... Yes, it does come with two heads. I'm curious as to how it's supposed to work. Like, do you just unscrew it with a screwdriver, or do you, like, just pop it on and pop it off? Like, how does that work? The alternate head is right here. Let's see. I guess you just kind of pop the ball joint in, I guess. See, there's his Diaclone Delta Magnus head. If it'll focus. Oh my gosh, you freaking piece of... Focus the head. There we go. There's no winning with this stupid camera. So let's see. I'm curious. I want to try this out. Wait, hang on. There's another rubber band I forgot that I missed. There we go. The rubber band here I missed. His skeleton face is holding on to this rubber band. Stop it. There we go. Okay, let's see. How does this alternate head thing work? You just kind of slide it back, or do you just pop it off the ball joint, or... Oh, you just pop it off. You just pop it off the ball joint. Then you just pop it in, I guess. Oh, man. That's a tight fit. Oof. And then there he is with the Delta Magnus head. So, however you prefer to have your Shattered Glass Ultra Magnus, I prefer him with the skeleton face. Oof, man. I prefer him with the spooky, scary skeleton head. There we go. It's cool to see how Hasbro's now getting to the point where, like, kind of like Marvel Legends, where they have, like, alternate heads and alternate hands and all this kind of stuff. Like, it's kind of cool to see how, like, advanced Transformers are getting now. Because normally the gimmick was just that they transformed. Now we're getting to the point where there's, like, different hands, different heads, different arms and limbs, and all these different kinds of things. Getting his accessories and weapons out of there. There's his big old gun. And then Comes with not sure how this relates to the actual character himself, but he does come with a matrix of leadership for some reason. Are you kidding me, Hasbro? There we go. Yeah, he comes with a... Oh, there it goes. Dropping the matrix. Here we go. Comes with a matrix. Or a corrupted matrix, as I call it. And then he's got his sword and then his shoulder missile things over here. Now, I actually never ended up getting that Kingdom Ultra Magnus just because during Kingdom, I just never had the money to spend $50 on Ultra Magnus. So this is my first time handling the Earth mode Ultra Magnus like design. Then here's his sword and shield thing. And then there's his missile pods. That's all the accessories out of his packaging. So let's equip him up with his missiles. They have a tight fit in there. I guess that's good. There's missile number 1. And missile number 2, if I can get it in there. And yeah, so far I actually own every single Hasbro release of a Shattered Glass figure, minus some of those exclusives from like BotCon or whatever, like TFCon or whatever. But I do have the officially released Hasbro figures, including the Rodimus Unicronus and the Optimus Prime and Ratchet. A YouTuber named Chieftain said on his review to take it out of the ball joint. Yeah, you just take it off the ball joint. Isn't it weird how it took this long to get a Delta Magnus repaint? I think the only reason it took so long was because Hasbro was, instead of releasing a Delta Magnus and a Shattered Glass Magnus, they were like, oh, let's just kill 2 birds with 1 stone and just include the Swappable Head. And I think that's why it took so long. Because instead of producing one figure they could have easily repainted, they had to retool a couple parts of the other one and then repaint it. So yeah, there's Delta Magnus with the shoulder pads, or the missile rockets, and then here's his big red gun. Come on. There we go. Put that right there. And then this matrix of leadership, I guess, can plug onto the sword and shield thingy. The big shield and sword weapon. And there he is, all armed up with all of his weapons and everything. Pretty big sword. I just don't really care for this design. I mean, like, it looks dumb. It looks really dumb. If this section was compressed in more and it was more streamlined with this, I wouldn't mind it. But the fact that it sits right here with all this handle showing, it looks dumb. It just looks stupid. Oh, man. I wish there was just a different way they would display it. Like, come on. I know you guys can do better. Buffering. Same. Do enjoy the novelty of Transformers with swappable heads, even if it's just standard action figure stuff. Well, yeah, because Transformers don't really have swappable parts, so it's always nice to see when they do have them. So yeah, there's the Ultra Magnus. And again, that's just the base Ultra Magnus. There's also the core of the Magnus, which is like a which is like an entirely blue and gray Optimus. And then there's also his vehicle mode, his big old truck mode. And obviously I'll cover all that in the review that I eventually do for this guy. Which, for my Shattered Glass stuff, I'm planning on doing that thing again like I did before, where the entire first wave of Shattered Glass I reviewed all together in one 20-minute video. I'm going to do the same thing like that again for all the Shattered Glass 2 figures. The reason why I say Shattered Glass 2 is because that's what's on the comic book. As you can see, it says Shattered Glass too. I'll definitely be reading this later. I love the artwork, and again, I love the skeleton head Magnus. So yeah, that's basically it. And then there's the Delta Magnus head. Honestly, it's actually kind of fitting that Shattered Glass Magnus has a disembodied head as an accessory. Because he seems like the gruesome character that can do it. If you can just cut the hilt of the sword a little bit of it, bothers you that much. I mean, I guess I could, but I don't know. Maybe I'll wait for an upgrade kit, or maybe there'll be a better sword out there that I can just grab off of another figure that I have instead of going through all that trouble. So anyway, so just to recap, I got the Shattered Glass Ultra Magnus, and then I got that Japanese Tenseg base Optimus Prime. Not a masterpiece, Tenseg Optimus Prime. I'm pretty sure that's how you say it. With the Optimus Prime premium finish product. And then I also have the Ghostbusters Peter Venkman from the Plasma series. So yeah, that is basically it for everything on my livestream unboxing. By the way, just a quick mention. I hope you guys enjoyed my. I hope you guys enjoyed the Star Wars: The Black Series review I just posted earlier today. I did that review on the Darth Vader and Obi-Wan Kenobi. I also did a review on the double review on the Revenge of the Fallen Sideswipe and Sideways. I hope you enjoyed that as well. I worked really hard on those reviews, and I hope you guys enjoyed them. I am assuring you guys I have more on the way. I'm going to be doing more reviews specifically on the Transformers Legacy Deluxes, all those new Deluxes. I'm going to try reviewing those guys soon. And then I've got a couple other reviews I've got planned that I want to do, but yeah, that's basically it for the live stream unboxing, and I thought it turned out pretty good, despite dented in boxes. By the way, I didn't read Ultra Magnus's bio back here on the back of the box. It says, Ultra Magnus has become bored with warfare, having ended more sparks than he can count. He sets his sights on something greater, the destruction of the universe. Like I said, really fits that Ultra Magnus comes with a disembodied head as an accessory. Very nice. Which, by the way, I think this head has light piping. I think this head even has red light piping. Though the actual Shattered Glass head, I think, had light piping, but it looks like they painted over it with blue paint, so it doesn't matter. But yeah, that is basically it for the live stream unboxing. I'm trying to clean things up while I'm doing this. But yeah, if you guys enjoyed the live stream unboxing, be sure to give me a like on the live stream. Be sure to comment what you guys want to see me review first out of everything I showed off. Obviously, it's going to be the Optimus before the Ultra Magnus, because I still need to wait for the rest of the Shattered Glass stuff. But still, you guys can still tell me what it is you're most anticipating, or just whatever. And hey, surprisingly enough, there were no bots in this live stream. There were no bots in the chat. I'm genuinely surprised by that. For some reason, every single time I have a live stream, there was always a bot just waiting to spam my chat. But surprisingly, not this time. So yeah, that is basically it for the live stream unboxing. That's like the 4th time I've said that. Tarantulas would be nice to see. Yes, I know. I love Tarantulas. But yeah, thank you all for joining me. Patricia Lopez, Firewall, and obviously Garrison Clark and TFN07, and everyone who's joined in. Thank you all for joining in on this live stream unboxing. And right after this live stream, I'll get to work on some more reviews, and I'll catch you guys